Hello, my friends. Welcome, all of you, star seeds, light workers, and wanderers, almost 109,000 of you, to this session where I have channeled Metatron magnetic consciousness in a trance state to answer and to find out answer to certain queries such as about what is the truth about the jellyfish UFO, which I believe by now you all have seen it. It was all over social media of a jellyfish type of UFO which was flying in a military protected zone, and it could not be seen by the eyes. It can only be seen by some infrared devices, I believe. And it went out to the ocean, and then it is stated that it then flew at a 45-degree angle up in the sky, which is absolutely amazing. There is no human technology that can do this, so I wanted to know what it was, and it is absolutely amazing. And also recently, the word Nephilim was trending on Twitter as well as on Google, so a lot of people have been searching about the Nephilims as well. And I asked about what is the connection, and they also talk about the answer to the query of why are billionaires building bunkers in 2024. Is there something going to happen? What are they preparing for, right? Because otherwise, why would they do that? Recently there was a lot of talk about there could be a solar storm coming in 2024, so I've asked about this as well. And also in the session, Metatron has answered the query, what are the symptoms of ascension? So when we are ascending, what kind of symptoms will we see has been described in the session. And also Metatron in the session towards the end has answered the question about what is the truth behind why do elites meet in the Bohemian Grove every year, and what is their real agenda and purpose has been revealed in this session. This session is absolutely mind-blowing, and I think you will also like it. And also I want to say thank you to all of you who have joined on a Patreon, where I have around 450 plus channeled messages and censored sessions, including meditations which we do regularly to stop the looking glass event as well. And you can join it. The link is on the description. Also, I want to say thank you to all of you for taking the time to like this video. When you send a like out to the universe will also like you back in some way, shape or form. With that being said, my friends, enjoy the session.
I am Metatron, magnetic consciousness, now in communication through this instrument at this time. We are here now communicating in the divine light and the love of the universal light grid programmer, with whose permission I, Metatron, am here to answer the questions which are in the mind complex of this instrument, and before I answer the queries, it is important that all beings who shall come in contact with our thought forms to discern and only to accept those thoughts which provide deeper resonance at this timeline, and understand that I, Metatron magnetic forces, magnetic services, must now scan the mind complex of the instrument, which relates primarily with the understanding about the aspect of what is the identity of the so-called jellyfish UFO as known by your people, which primarily was recently released in the form of a video in your planetary sphere, which depicts a spacecraft moving in a secure location in your planetary sphere known as Iraq in the language vibration sequence terms. Therefore, I, Metatron, must state that upon scanning, this element of spacecraft primarily belonged to the Nephilim races. We must state that the Nephilim races primarily have also entered into the Earth planets around 2012 for the basic purpose of trying to assist humanity in the transition to the new Earth, since the Nephilim races are segregated into two parts. The first is the service to self, and the other is the service to other Nephilim races. The race of beings which entered the Earth's inner core into the deepest oceans primarily were the Nephilims of positive orientation, who are in the fourth density beginning suboctave, who primarily want to fight against the Anunnaki forces, since they have been trying to defeat the Anunnaki since the beginning of their creation. Furthermore, the Nephilim races have bases inside the deep oceans of your planet, disguising themselves as structures which cannot be detected by the people of your planet, since the deepest oceans are uncharted territory for the people of your planet, and therefore these Nephilim races have created advanced technological systems such as the Jellyfish UFO as known by your people, which was spotted recently, which was released to your people. However, there are many of these types of UFOs which are already operating in the Earth planet, which primarily operate in a frequency that can only be detected by some of the instruments which rely on infrared resonance frequency, for they cannot be perceived by your senses of their frequencies being not aligned with these senses which can capture such types of objects. Therefore, the Jellyfish UFO was indeed a type of consciousness-driven device which was sent in that timeline to find out the happenings or the plans of the human entities during that timeline. Furthermore, they also wanted to just find the energetic signatures of the location, since there was chances of conflict occurring, and the Nephilim entities using the robotic technology in the form of a Jellyfish UFO scanned the area. Furthermore, we must state that this primarily has been happening already in the Earth planet, and the Nephilim races recently also have sent forth many of these types of UFO objects as known by your people to the location of Miami, wherein there were many of the reptilian humanoid beings seen, since they wanted to counteract and assist humanity in the fight for positive polarization in this timeline. Furthermore, we must also state that the other portion of the query relates with why are the so-called billionaires of your planet creating bunkers, and do they know something which will occur in the space-time of 2024? And is there a possibility of a solar storm happening in 2024? I, Metatron magnetic consciousness. Magnetic forces must state that primarily, upon scanning the future timeline of your planetary sphere, it is indeed found that in the space-time of December 21st, 2024 or in the space-time of around May 21, 2024, these are the two timelines wherein we can sense that distortion known as artificial intelligence, which is being rapidly escalating progress upon your planet under the guidance of the Orion Social Memory Complex and their other counterparts, primarily will plunge the Earth planets into a type of so-called imbalance in the planetary sphere, and these imbalances primarily will be fueled by the aspects of artificial intelligence, taking away all the jobs of the people of the planet, which primarily will lead to a great unrest and a forceful great reset for the people of your planets to not own anything or not being capable of owning anything, as the plans of the elites of your planets is to do this in the space-time of 2024. Furthermore, because of these aspects, there will be a resistance from the common human mind-body-spirit complexes against the manipulation of the elites in the Earth planet, which will lead to many of the so-called billionaires hiding in their bunkers. Furthermore, the ultimate aim of artificial intelligence technology is to primarily become, in a way, able to control all of the satellite systems of your planets, thereby creating a type of Dyson sphere around the Earth planetary sphere, which will lead to harnessing of the Sun's activities into a type of cohesive collection system, which can only allow the Sun's activities to be used for their own benefits, such as fueling of devices and other attributes, not leading or not allowing any sunlight to enter into the Earth planet, leading to a type of chaos of darkness to be found in the Earth planet. Furthermore, this is the ultimate aim, as Metatron magnetic forces, magnetic consciousness can sense, and Metatron must now answer the other aspects of the query related with the aspect of the solar storm. We must state firstly that the solar storm happening in the Earth planets primarily is not of a fixed nature, since the solar storms are a naturally occurring activity which primarily can, if requested upon to the Council of Planets, be stopped. However, an artificially generated solar storm cannot be stopped by the Council of Planets, since this would be a type of infringement upon the free will of the entities involved. Furthermore, Metatron must state that the best way for humanity to prevent these events would be to, firstly, let go of the notion of requirements of artificial intelligence in your life cycle, and to not use artificial intelligence systems, since the artificial intelligence system will feel more of the spreading of the aspects, and this will lead to a heavy reliance on the aspect of artificial intelligence for the understanding of creation of various types of systems and devices upon the Earth planet, leading to a capturing of human societal memory, consciousness in that technology. Furthermore, we must state that the best way to prevent it would be to, firstly, let go of the use of artificial intelligence technology and slowly rely upon natural methods of understanding of the different aspects found upon your planetary sphere. The other portion of the query relates with what are the symptoms of ascension. We, the Metatron Social Memory Complex, must state firstly that ascension primarily is associated with the spiritual evolution into higher levels of consciousness, which depends upon various individual minds, complexes, and their state of consciousness. The aspect of ascension is primarily a distortion, which primarily is describing a process of emotional, mental, physical, and energetic changes which happen within the bodily complex. The aspect of ascension symptoms primarily can be categorized as physical sensations wherein the entities of your planet experience physical symptoms such as fatigue, dizziness, headaches, body aches, and other changes in the vibratory patterns of the physical bodily complex. Further, the emotional and mental changes include wherein individualistic mind-body-spirit complexes undergo experiences in emotional states of heightened emotions and are able to find a sense of detachment from lower vibratory emotions such as those created of fear. Further, this also leads to more ability for the people of your planets to understand that all beings are indeed the one infinite creator, and therefore the perception understanding of the events which are happening to another entity can be understood by the entity into a deeper understanding that all events primarily will lead to a deepening of the understanding of the sense of detachment in this time, leading to greater awareness of interconnectedness to others and the universal complex. The other aspect also relates with energetic shifts and perceptions of becoming capable of sensing the emotional states of other entities as well as sensing other dimensional frequencies, opening up abilities to commune with other higher density entities and receive messages in the form of channeling and other attributes. Furthermore, the ability to remain in the present moment's awareness is also heightened during the ascension phase. Further, Metatron must also state that the other query relates with what is the truth behind the so-called Bohemian Grove, and why do elites of your planet gather in that location? Metatron must state that the so-called Bohemian Grove, as known in the vibratory sound complex terms of your planet, is a location wherein the so-called elites of your social memory complex gather, primarily for the purpose of opening up portals to allow interactions and communications to occur with reptilian social memory complexes. Furthermore, the elites of your planet perform various types of rituals and sacrifices to interact with the reptilian social memory complex and gain their favor. Further, we must state that this also is the real reason why many of the advanced technologies primarily are given by the reptilians to those entities who are of a nature which may be considered as service to self, which leads to higher advancement in technology but less freedom for the people of your planets. Therefore, we, as the Metatron social memory complex, now leave you all in the divine love lights of the one universal light grid programmer. Turn to the mountain of lights within yourself. Bye.
So my friends, in the message channel session, what I have learned is that Metatron stated that the Jellyfish UFO actually was a type of consciousness driven spacecraft from the Nephilim collective. So as far as I understand, there are two groups of Nephilim races. One is the negative Nephilim races, and one is the positive Nephilim races. And now, if you understand, if you know the history of channel messages from my sessions, I know that Nephilims were sometime back created by the Anunnakis to work for them, and the Nephilims did not like something. They did not like that, I believe. And they wanted to fight against the Anunnaki. So the Nephilim races, there are positive Nephilim races who are inside the Earth planet. That's what they stated. So they are stationed in the oceans, and they send out these types of sentinels, which they don't do any kind of harm. They just observe to see what kind of activities are we doing, and they also want to counteract the Anunnaki intelligence forces, if you may call that, such as the reptilian humanoid beings, which were recently seen in Miami. And also, I want to say that in the session, the Metatron stated that in 2024, like the biggest impact will be from AI, which they stated was one of the reasons why the billionaires are building bunkers, because people will see like ultimately that AI will lead to loss of jobs. Ultimately their plan of the Great Reset will happen through AI. That's what Metatron stated in the session. And also from what I understand is that Metatron has also stated that we can stop it by using less of artificial intelligence, as well as the symptoms of ascension, simply which I remember is that you will begin to remain more in the present moment awareness. You will begin to feel more positive emotions and let go of negative emotions, as well as what Metatron stated was that you will soon begin to sense other higher vibrations and see higher vibration beings. Communication with higher vibration beings will happen. That's what Metatron said. And also towards the end of the session, Metatron stated that the Bohemian Grove is used as a portal by the elites to commune with the reptilian social memory complex in order to receive new technologies, new ideas. That's what I understood from the session. And I want to say thank you to all of you who have sent me an email regarding your past life, your soul identity, and any other questions which you may have. I'll channel for you, and you can send me an email. Also, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who take the time to visit my website, where I have all the transcripts of the sessions. And also, I want to say thank you to all of you for subscribing to this channel, because it helps a lot to continue the work. And with that being said, I hope I will see you in the next session. Until then, enjoy this session over here.